Ladies and gentlemen, as I sat down here to do my review of Black Widow, I am reminded of just how important the Marvel franchise is to so many of us. And I say that because only with the Marvel franchise do I feel the need to say my spoiler-free review. Don't have to do that with any other film or any other title. Nobody's ever come to me and said, oh, you're reviewing that new Adam Sandler movie? Ooh, I hope you review spoiler-free. I think by now you should know that my reviews, of course, will be spoiler-free, but there's just something about Marvel. We want to go in. We want to be excited. We want to be surprised. So with that being said, welcome to my spoiler-free review of Black Widow. Now, I am not going to get into too much with the film because that wouldn't be what I'd want to do. What I will tell you is, once again, and I feel like I say this all the time, I'm somewhat of a broken record, but Marvel has done it again. Now, this is a movie that was supposed to come out last year, but of course, COVID, it got pushed back, and now it's being released two ways. It's being released in theaters, if theaters are open where you are, but if you're not, don't fret. You can also check this out on the Disney Plus platform on their Premier Access. Now, people will say, well, do you really want to spend like $35 or so Canadian to watch this movie? And I'll say to you, well, you're going to take a couple of people to the movie, look at those costs, and it makes sense. And also keep in mind, when you see it on Disney Plus, you have it for life. You don't just have it for 48 hours like you do with a lot of the other rentals in this digital platform. Now, as far as the movie is concerned, of course, Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson, is absolutely fantastic in this role. Of course, one of the original Avengers. What I can tell you about this movie is that it's somewhat of a bit of a backstory where we get to know her family. Now, her dad's played by David Harbour, her mom's played by Rachel Weisz, and her sister is played by one of the breakout actresses in Hollywood, Florence Pugh. Now, I love Florence Pugh. Of course, a lot of you will know her from Little Women. I absolutely loved her in her role in Midsommar. I thought she was fantastic in that film, and she's fantastic in this as well. Not only does Marvel get a lot of compliments from people, including yours truly, for doing such a great job of planning things out so meticulously and like thinking into the future, but they also do a great job of developing and understanding and seeing new talent on the horizon. And I think we're seeing that with Florence Pugh. I suspect that she is going to have a very bright future, not just in Hollywood, but also in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Questions that I will typically get asked is it worth seeing? Absolutely. If you can see this movie in the theater, do it. If for whatever reason, due to restrictions in your area, you're not able to see it in the theater, it is definitely worth seeing it on the Disney Plus Premier Access platform. A couple of weeks ago, I reviewed Cruella, and I said at the time, Cruella might be the best movie that I've seen on the Disney Plus platform. It's as if Black Widow and the makers of that movie heard that and they were like, yeah, hold our beer. Because now I'm not so sure. I was extremely impressed with this film. A lot of strong female characters in this film. It furthers the story in a very strong way. I was very impressed with the writing and the overall creativity. I definitely recommend checking this movie out. I really enjoyed it. When you think to yourself, there's been a lot of standalone movies in terms of like we've had the Iron Man and we've had the Captain America. And yes, we did have Captain Marvel. I think Black Widow is another great film, especially for young girls to look at and who want to see a female superhero on the big screen. We've got, I'd say, Captain Marvel, Wonder Woman. You've got some solid competition. This was a really fun movie. I really enjoyed it. I'm actually looking forward to seeing it again. I'm in Ontario, so I'm looking forward to Phase 3 so I can go and see this in the theater. I give this a B+. I was very enthusiastic about this movie. I think it's great. And this is not me being a Marvel fanboy. This is me saying, Marvel, Disney, you've done it again. And again, as always, end credit scene. You're going to want to stick around for it. Believe me, it is worth your time. Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh, they just really deliver in this film. It's a very exciting film. And if you've seen the different Marvel movies, you got to add this to the watch list. If you have the chance to see Black Widow, let me know what you think. CFL_fan on Twitter, Facebook.com/WittyWhittier and WittyWhittier.com. Thank you so much for checking this out. My name is Keith, and I'll see you at the movies.